Can I talk about what I think I wish I could have done after Sunday?
What could you have done after Sunday?
A group jump with my whole family off a building.
Well, now, how high is the building? Also, it's just you, Natalie, and Wendy.
I know. I want somebody else's family. I'm going to take somebody else's family.
Yeah, because I feel like if you're going to do a group jump, it can't just be you, your wife, and the dog, because then it's a murder-suicide.
It's a murder-suicide.
And then Wendy is also like, did you have to kill the dog?
It's dogicide.
Also, I don't know. I think little dogs, they can fall. I have seen Jerry fall so many, like I swear to God, little dogs can fall. Squirrels can fall.
From a 7th floor balcony?
Side stories, lpotl@gmail.com. How far has your little dog fallen? Because I want to say they could survive a fall.
They could.
The 7th floor, because they're so little.
Well, I think, or they're like one of those little maple leaves where they just spin. Because Wendy's got little folds. It's cute. Just like father. Like daughter, like father. All right. So now this is, they think that this might be cult activity. It's a cult alert, blah, blah, blah.
This is quite sad.
4 family members died and 1 seriously injured in an apparent, what they're calling a quote-unquote group jump. And I think they like this. They like calling it a group jump. This is a French family. It was a 40-year-old man.
The French fall hard. The fromage, the wine.
The cream.
I feel like the French are one of those, you look at a vessel of French. Roberto Benigni, for example.
He's Italian.
Whatever. But he's tiny, right? And
Sure,
you think of
thin.
a Frenchman, thin. And you look at him, you're like, they're very thin. But they're thick and they're full. And they weigh a lot more than they look.
That's
why the French are secretly very powerful.
It's the butter.
It is the butter.
fat content of their food.
Exactly.
They live longer and they still smoke and they love it.
That's why I love the French. I have no idea how they live longer, but they do, and that is because they are on a healthy diet of all cheese-based products.
It's because they only work 7 hours a week.
Oh.
Now, this French family was a 40-year-old man, wife 41, and then the 2 twin sisters. It was both, they were 8 years old, and they jumped. The couple's son, who also jumped, was 15, was seriously injured, but lived. Now, they don't know what happened. So apparently this is a Swiss family that has already had a lot of attention from the police. They went, and they have been, I guess, wheeled. There's not a lot of details that have come out about the story. I was looking into it because it is really interesting. The idea of a group family jump, I find, is, obviously macabre, but also very again, it's so hard to get a family to even agree what restaurant to go to.
Well, absolutely.
How do you get everybody to jump off the building?
Well, that's the sign of good parenting gone horribly wrong, because they got their children to do what they wanted, but unfortunately what they wanted was to jump off of a building.
It was suicide.
So the 4 people were pronounced dead at the scene: an 8-year-old girl, the child's mother and father, and the mom's twin sister. And a 15-year-old boy is said to have catastrophic injuries and is in grave condition.
It shows you the human body is hard to kill.
Yeah, it can be.
If you don't blow up the head.
If you fall on the rest of your family and it breaks your fall, that is, if I'm this 15-year-old, I'm like, just pull the plug. I don't even know what I'm going to do.
I don't know.
How do you live like this?
Well, or you do come out of it. Maybe one thing that could be good if they do happen to live, maybe it'll help them understand what happens to them. Or maybe they can actually describe to the police what the fuck went on inside that house. So actually it seemed to have spurred on the jump was that apparently in Switzerland, I imagine this sounds nice, much better than our system. If you have a homeschool situation, so these kids were homeschooled, which is why they think it's some form of religious cult activity, because they got pulled away from society.
Sure.
We didn't know what was happening, but
we were homeschooled for a little while when I was growing up, but you know what that taught me? How to go shopping at Piggly Wiggly. Because my mom used to say, well, you want to go shopping at Piggly Wiggly? I'm like, that's a great lesson to learn today, Mom. And then, but you know what she did truly do?
What?
I would count up how much our products cost as we were shopping, and then I would try to guess what the tax would be. That's actually good. It worked.
It sort of trains you just to become a manager at Piggly Wiggly, which honestly that's not a bad career.
It's not a bad career at all. Absolutely not. I'm just saying, my parents, we weren't doing suicide rituals and preparing to one day jump from a 7-story building.
Not yet. You didn't get there yet.
No.
But so apparently in the Swiss government, what they have to do is, and maybe I'm incorrect, sidestorieslpotl@gmail.com. Tell me if I'm wrong about this. But I think, I don't know if it's this different, but there, every year, you have to go and let the government come into your home and look at your homeschooling, set up. They have to
Okay.
look at what you're teaching them, and they have to approve. I know that in order for you to, like, let's say, I had friends that were homeschooled that then went into a public high school.
Right.
That what they would do is they would have to test in. Like
yes,
a lot of times.
I actually had a chance to skip 4th grade
Oh, wow.
because I tested into 6th grade because of the homeschooling. And then, I mean, actually, my mom must have taught me something.
Yeah,
I
of
knew how
course.
to read
Well, you're bright. You're bright in your way.
in my way.
Yeah. And
Not
then,
in math.
Me
I'm not
neither.
building bridges.
You
Let's
better
just say
not
that.
be. If you are, there's a
emotional
problem.
bridges through society, because obviously we need to heal.
Also, physical bridges, because you can really lay your feet on one side of a gap and then grab it onto the other side, and then a bunch of small people can run across your back.
That's why people like me are needed when people go on amazing journeys.
But you will die in that scenario.
No.
You will fall. Your grip will fall.
Oh no, I would have to come back towards the end and save everybody. Someone my size doesn't really die. Now you're the huckster, the jokester. Oh,
Is that me?
you have to sacrifice yourself for the greater whole.
I'm not going to, though. I'm
You
having you know
have
this
to.
right now.
You have
I
to.
want everyone at home to
the
know.
rule.
I'm not doing it. I'm not going down with the fucking ship.
Well, then
I'm
I'm
not
not-
Picard.
Then I'm not writing jokes for you. And then you're gonna have to be the incel character then, who also dies.
I guess so. It's
Fine.
But so the Swiss government, they showed up to do their yearly checkup on them
Yeah.
to see whether or not, like, you guys neo-Nazis? Let's just find out. And then they went in there and they found out, they knocked on the door. They were like, Swiss police, we are here to take your chocolate. And then
It
outside,
smells like them.
they heard them scuttle around, right? Obviously going on the other side.
Like
And
Ace
they-
Ventura.
yeah. And then all of a sudden, they heard the scriggle, and they said, but the thing was, again, interesting, it's a liberal country, they have to have true probable cause to just bust into your door.
Oh, it's not like here where they just bust it down, start randomly
and then
shooting,
figure
and
it
ask
out, and then put
question
a gun in your dead hand, and then
Right.
sprinkle some crack on you, like the
So
Dave Chappelle bit.
So it's different there.
Yes, in its own way.
I actually do learn a lot. I love French protests. The French are like,
They
fuck with me for 1 second. We protest for years.
They understand.
I love the French.
They understand that there are more of them than there are people in the government,
Mm-hmm.
and all they have to do is stop showing up to work, and then things somehow magically change.
And if I move to France, it's not like America. America's a melting pot. You assimilate, but then
Yes.
also you bring your culture, you add spice.
Absolutely.
In France, I'm just French.
Oh, you better be.
I'm not complaining. I'm not going to say anything.
But that's-
the borscht is too cold. I'm not mentioning anything.
But that's the other problem too, is if you're not French, then they're super rude to you.
yes, that's why I would.
They'll fuck your wife. They'll do whatever possible. They won't let you eat their. They won't let you have access to the chase.
Keep that salami out of your mouth.
That's why I like Italy. But
Oh, I love
Italy. But so the Swiss police, they knocked in, but because they did not hear anything suspicious, they couldn't enter the door forcibly. So they knocked again. We're like, please, wait a minute, come here, pretty please, give me sad. And then they all plummeted to their death. They watched them all
Oh
just
my
walk to the
gosh.
top of the building, jump off. So who fucking knows?
This is according to a neighbor. This is what they told a local paper. They say it was a quarter. I mean, I'm not going to do an accent. Henry can probably do it, but he said it was 6:45. I got out of the shower, had a coffee, and heard a thud.
Oh, yeah.
Four.
boom, 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 boom.
Then he says, I thought it was a bad film. I couldn't look at the image for more than a few seconds. So I guess he looked at it and then he judged the quality of the suicide and said,
It's like,
it's not quite Jerry Lewis. It's not
Could they've
quite-
really spread themselves out as some kind of star pattern? It would be
Yeah.
nice if there was some kind of artistic kind of direction for
Yeah.
their series here.
I'm also forgetting the name of this fantastic zombie film. It's a French film. It came out about 4 years ago. It all takes place in this apartment complex.
Oh,
it is
I know
so-
what you're talking
just
about.
Google. You'll be able to
I
find
know
it on
it's
Google. Someone
really,
listening.
really good.
But it's so freaking badass. It reinterprets the zombie film in a way.
This is
that
what is that movie?
powerful.
Oh, Mutants.
Mutants.
The Horde. It's Mutants or Horde.
I
The
want to
Horde.
say the Horde. Yes, I think the Horde
Yes.
sounds right.
Fucking.
Anyway,
that's
this
from
Horde
13
is-
years ago.
They are. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes, we are fucking dying soon.
Oh god.
Yes.
Okay, I don't want to think about that. Either way, this family did not come back as zombies. Well, maybe
No.
one did. Maybe the
Well,
youngest. Either way,
I hope he can shed some light, because now they're going through the apartment
Oh.
trying to figure out what the hell happened. We're going to hopefully also find out, as interested people, whether or not there was some form of it could be religious cult, could be, what do we know about family family annihilators, that if the father had lost his job and then the mother maybe is go to work, we should
Where's the money? The kids are gonna starve.
I don't know what she's like. Or she lost her job. Let's go.
Go to work. The kids are going to
You
starve.
gotta
Oh,
get
my
out
God,
there.
we're doomed.
Yeah. Your breasts better be working today because I'm home vacuuming. Like, yeah, maybe. Who knows? Or is it something even more nefarious? But I do hope that more news comes out very soon.
Absolutely. And of course, please, God, feel free. You know, people criticize people all the time for walking out on their family. Sometimes that's the best option.
Always
if the
bail.
other option is killing them or having them jump off a tall building, walking away, and then 15 years later, then you can tell them I was going to kill you. And then they would say, you know what, Dad, Mom, I forgive you. It
Yes.
wasn't great,
But still,
thank you
I'm
for
alive.
not killing me.
I'm alive. Well,
Actually, as a matter